How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Wolf. This company had a massive move today based on bankruptcy news. So first, we're going to talk about why this news happened, why it's even running off of bankruptcy news. Obviously, they filed Chapter 11 that, seems horrible to anyone that would read this news. So why is this running? What I think is going to happen in a couple of days is actually a very interesting ticker here. I think a lot of you guys are going to be surprised with my predicament at the end of this video. Let's get right into it. So as you guys know, Wolf, they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. As you guys can see, filed for Chapter 11. Let's see. They have 1.3 billion in cash. Seems like a lot, but it's not compared to their debt. We'll get into that later. Upon emergence from bankruptcy, Wolfspeed expects to have reduced its overall debt by about 70% or nearly $4.6 billion, as well as a reduction of its annual total cash interest payments by approximately 60%. Now, obviously, Chapter 11 is, bad news. They filed for bankruptcy. They made horrible financial decisions. They had horrible cash to debt ratio. But, this could be seen as a fresh start, as a second chance for this company. Obviously, it's not good news, but there's different ways to look at it. So let's get into some due diligence on the stock, and then we'll analyze the chart in a bit. As you guys can see, they've been beating their earnings consistently, $4 annual analyst price targets. So obviously, this seems good, right? What went wrong here? And I'll tell you guys what went wrong. Horrible financial decisions by the company. 1.4 billion in total cash compared to $7 billion of total debt. This is a horrible cash to debt ratio, and this is the most telling part as to why they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And if we take a look at here, this is going to be the most interesting part of this video. As you guys can see, 50% short flow, right? This stock only ran today and only had this reaction because it was a minor short squeeze, right? Shorts were covering on this move. This stock has been heavily shorted. Just take a look at this daily, all the way from $17 down to 80 cents. This stock has been repetitively shorted by shorts for months and months. And now finally, just an ounce of, hey, we might see a fresh start here. This company has been buried in debt. We've been doing tremendously horrible, and we might finally have a way to get out of this. And as you guys can see, they gave hope. They said we'll be out, 70% of our debt by the time we come out of bankruptcy, right? So obviously this is not the best news, but it is a good sign for recovery. And guys, we have seen stocks run off of bankruptcy news before. This is not the first time. Obviously their price has been diminishing. They've been dealing with compliance issues with NASDAQ, but as soon as this string of second chance comes, there's a sign of hope, and that's what led to this move, along with this massive short flow, right? 50% of its shares were shorted. So that's my quick due diligence on this company. I don't really want to dig in through, the upcoming catalysts. This stock has been performing horribly. They're completely buried in debt. But what can we look to see from here? Now, obviously, I will not be touching this thing unless more PR comes out soon. I think if this company is smart, they will release more PR to upscale their chart, to, squeeze these shorts out of this stock and send this all the way to $2-3. I think this stock can have a massive short squeeze if, they release PR the right way. And I think it is very, very possible that we do see PR coming out on this stock. And if that does happen, I will be very interested in trading this stock intraday and, day trading it. I think the chance we see a short squeeze, just look at this, on the 5-minute chart, a 10-minute move, 15-minute move from 70 cents all the way to $1.10, right? This stock has massive potential. I'm waiting for PR, right? I will be here every single morning. As soon as I see some good PR on Wolf, some strong PR, this is going to be my top watch, no matter what time it drops, no matter what day it drops, this week, next week, this will be my top watch. And, if we take a look at their daily, right, there's no reason to touch this now. There's absolutely no reason to trade this without PR. Shorts are just going to continue crushing this. Just look at this. Look at this upper wick on the daily, right? This is telling you, hey, no institutions are accumulating here. This run was completely retail, just a pump and a dump, right? This was a completely retail move. Just an absolute pump from 40 cents to $1.30, and pre-market gave back all its gains down to 70 cents. Another pump from retail, and then it flushed all of its gains right back down. So as soon as you see something that looks like this on the daily chart, where we have a massive upper wick, retail took the price all the way up to $1 something, brought it all the way back down. This is a completely retail backed move. No institutions are backing this move. Look how fast we gave up the gains. It's all retail trading. But PR is what I'm going to be looking out for. You guys might see this stock come up and you're going to think, oh, they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. No reason I'm going to touch this, right? But this is one of the best short squeeze candidates that the penny market has seen in a couple weeks, in my opinion. I think this is a very, very strong candidate for a strong run. So always think against retail, right? Think against the crowd. Think, just because something may look negative, just do your due diligence, do your research, and you will see, we just found out Wolf is a very strong candidate for a massive short squeeze. But the only thing I'm going to be waiting for is some PR. As of now, don't touch this. I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole. This can get crushed in the upcoming days. So we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys, updated on Wolf and what happens. I'll see you guys in the next video.